Now we have like 10 minutes for questions.
Thank you for the very interesting presentation and very good job. And also thank you for the very ordered feedback for the Menti training part. And also, I don't want to ask, this is just a comment about the evaluation part. It was clear for me, I don't know if everyone saw it, that the first workshop and the second workshop there was a small red columns, but the third one was clear from this red, so I think this is a corrective action. So you corrected all the things that was not clear in the first and second one. So this is just to show that you did the job. It's very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No, this is my first time to meet, so he didn't make. No, maybe later you can pay.
More questions?
Thank you very much. We really did that, and we tweaked the presentation because we didn't give the same presentation for the undergraduates as for postgraduates and faculty members. We changed it a little bit, and we have very short meetings after each workshop to figure out what's the problem. Thank you very much for your
Thank you, Dr. Bahaa. To follow up on Ahmed's comment, I think as I saw from program for the first and second workshops, you were only 4 hours, including coffee break.
Yes.
I think this is very short time to relay, new concepts or to correct wrong concepts. I think it's 4 hours is not. Getting together. They are different. They are coming from different, categories, different age of, they are different ranks. So they need some time to be acquainted with each other. So I think 4 hours is a very little time for this.
So the students asked for giving it more time. That's true. But most of the students were from the same faculty. So it was easy for them to get to know and to work with each other. But indeed, they asked for giving it more time. That's absolutely true. But the best feedback I got for the workshops for undergraduates is afterwards. There was a professor, senior professor in our faculty. She met me in the corridor because in the last year we have this kind of essay or graduation project. She told me, "What have you done for the students?" I said, "What? We didn't do anything wrong." She said, "No, I was trying for more than 3 months to convince them about the danger of plagiarism, or how to avoid it. And after the workshops, they came to me, they said, what we are doing is wrong, we need to change, we need to do it right." So this to me was the best feedback I've got from these workshops. At least we were able to change something.
We have time for questions.
Well, I'm definitely I liked your presentation, and the work was magnificent, and all the efforts that you have spent. I have 2 comments or 2 things to ask about. The first thing, that since you have done 2 models of workshop, the one for the undergrad and the second for postgrad and faculty members, how was the feedback from both categories? Like, I believe the one that's coming from the undergrad is definitely different coming from the postgrad or the faculty, because the undergrad students, they are not fully aware of the challenges that they are facing during their research or the promotions or dealing with the supervisors and dealing with the money and all the challenges that we all face on a daily basis. The second thing is that on the topic of the authorship, especially for the undergrad, where they were able to define the authorship responsibilities, and because I personally believe this is a kind of an intense topic for undergrad. Maybe it's very good for, obviously, it's necessary for the postgrad and the faculty, but what about the undergrad?
I will start by answering the second question first. We didn't teach as undergrad about the authorship or mentor-mentee relationship. We just told them about the research integrity, fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. But the authorship, even for postgraduates and faculty members, it's a very sticky issue. And there is a lot of misconception. Like one faculty member, she's like a junior faculty member from the College of Agriculture in Bahaa. Like their head of department, he forces them to have his name on their papers. Otherwise, he would never sign any paper. If they have any work, he would never sign any paper for them. So at the end of each session, we have this like concluding remarks, and everyone has to share his own experience. So the authorship is very sticky issue, but we were able to clear so many misconceptions about it. Participants claimed they cannot do it right because this is a situation of higher power, low power. So they can't fight with their like advisors, with the authority, but at least they know what is the correct way of doing it. And we always tell them at the end of the workshop, we would love you to be our messengers, to be the nucleus, that we can use it to change this situation in the future. You're welcome. For the first question, okay.
So yeah, we have one more question.
Somebody else wants to answer? Fine, I can answer at the end. It's not a problem. Because I want to answer shortly.
Firstly, I have two comments. I thank you for integrating and engaging students like what I did, because it's a very, very fruitful game to engage our undergrad and build a new generation having the concept of responsible conduct research. Second one, I excuse you that adapt your idea to get online pre-test examinations. So we're very great idea to get a as this ways of saving time, saving effort, and so on. Adding to Dr. Faham, very concise time. You got a great work in this very concise time. However, you didn't show us how to do it in a very concise time to align objective with the activity. You did a great job, I know. Because manuscripting in 30 minutes activity, we didn't accept it with Dr. James. And so how we can do it in 30 seconds? Yes, thank you.
I'll give you the code afterwards.
He's in a different time box.
But actually, those students published their experience afterwards, after they used it and after they published several papers. You get the paper with references, with everything. You can't recognize what it is about if you are not specialists, because it looks very professional. But if you are a physicist, you kind of know it's not. Yeah. But if you are a chemist, for example, if I'm a chemist and reading this manuscript, I would think, okay, I don't know enough about the issue, so maybe it's something even fancy.
For the physicist.
Yes. No, for me, for aligning activity in short times. For the undergraduates, it was enough, I believe. It was enough for them because they get bored sometimes. So we didn't face a problem with that.
Okay, we still have 3 minutes, so very quickly.
The lady who said I'm not original, I mean that was obviously quite a revelation for her. But it's a more general question and I don't expect necessarily an answer. I just wonder how people respond when they realize, when you discuss authorship, that the current practice, if you like, and it's not just in Egypt, it's worldwide, is sort of corrupt, if you like, that senior authors are people in positions of power insist on being on papers, and this happens with the medical students that I have taught. And I just wondered what the feeling is when we're teaching correct practice, encouraging correct practice, yet people have to work in a way that is incorrect and unfair. And I just wondered what we are trying to convey,
Okay.
if you like.
Okay. I was trying to convey something very important to you. In order to change, we have to work on 3 different levels. The institutional level, especially, we have to admit our cultural legacies. Here in Egypt, the change usually starts from the leadership, if you want to implement it. But on the other hand, there are two very important stakeholders. We try to increase the awareness of senior and junior researchers because we think on the long run this will do something. So this is what we try to convey, and for the misconception, like people, most of them didn't know the responsibility which comes with the authorship. People gets happy when the names is written on a paper, but if the paper at the end was fabricated or it has some problems and it was retracted, this is a huge consequences on the career of everyone, and this is we try to really make it clear so they would be cautious from these practices, because the career of so many people has ended badly with with these practices.
Right, we still have 1 minute, so 50 minutes. Go this way.
So thank you, it's very informative. So I wanted to talk a bit about the opportunities through the Egyptian Young Scientists Academy, right? So there's a lot of ability to reach out to many places of the academic community through such an organization as an academy. So do you think you will be able, the young scientists piece of the academy, you will be entrusted with the opportunity to do this kind of outreach for the Egyptian academic community? That's one. Two, there are other academies, young scientist academies in the world, Malaysia, Thailand, Germany, and so forth, who are also similarly doing similar kinds of sort of projects. And so if you get your grant and if you move forward with this through the networks that exist, I would suggest, and if you'd like, we can help with introductions, that to get in touch with other academies who have perhaps experience that they can share with you.
Sure. And the good thing is the guy who suggested this plan, he was the chair of the Global Young Academy of Science.
Yes.
He's Egyptian, Dr. Fahan knows him very well, Samah Surur. So they did this before with the Global Young Academy of Science. And that's why he came up with this idea and he suggested it. And of course, definitely, we would like to collaborate with this. Thank you.
Right. We are up. Time is up, so